British DJs, an American voiceover. It's the Harley and Josh Show.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
It's Harley.
It's Harley. I was really hoping you'd do that. Hi, Harley.
Hello. How are you?
I'm all right. Hello, everybody. How are you, ladies? Oh, they're not answering me. Harley don't like me.
No, it doesn't work.
This is a one-way conversation.
It is a kind of a one-way conversation, yeah.
I'm glad, because most of the time they'll probably be shouting back, "Shut up! Just shut up! Please, please." It's the best kind of conversation, because literally people can turn us down or turn us off.
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't have told him that. Because
Yeah. No, you can't turn us off. It's the law.
Yeah, exactly. How you doing? You all right?
I'm good. I have to say, I mean, Meg Burrows did a lovely post last week. I know we mentioned it briefly. She did it because she liked, but saying how much she enjoyed listening to the show and loved listening to it whilst driving, or as good chill out stuff, which I don't know how you can be relaxed whilst listening to us.
Because
it's a stressful time.
Harley, we got these smooth, creamy voice.
But if you're listening right now and you're enjoying this, please do share. Tell your friends, because, you know, we like to spread our voices.
Like a virus.
Yeah, I have got a cold, so, you could end up with an ear flu.
Great.
Because I'm just talking into your ear right now.
No, that's not a nice thought, man.
No.
Ear flu isn't a good thing.
But it is the season for...
Tis the season to get ear flu.
We got a Christmas jingle.
There we go.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear the Christmas jingle, Harley, because
I haven't even checked to see if it's right. I just picked up the memory stick. So this was made by Toby Houghton and Elliot McCall.
Oh, wow. This is all-star, this.
We were making backing tracks for the
Grosvenor show.
Yeah, for the Grosvenor show. We did a Christmas song.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that, don't you worry. But we were...
This came along.
This came along.
With its Christminess. What in the world was that? That was great. So who's doing the high part there?
That was all Elliot on vocals.
I've never heard my name, sound just so festive.
It's so short, we could just...
It's so festive, it's festering.
And this, should we get into the what did we do?
Yeah, mate. Why don't we get into it, mate?
Right, let me just get comfortable. Down. You find a jingle whilst I take my jumper.
Okay, well,
behind the scenes stuff right here.
If you insist. What'd you do? That was quite in time there.
That was me throwing my jumper away.
Yeah, that was great. So just to answer the question, for goodness sake.
What did I do? So what did I do? So last week, this Friday, I was playing at Woodhall Manor.
Nice.
With the Mementos.
Okay.
And it was a really good, fun gig. I was kind of lucky in the fact, because I was old Jet with Rock Project the night before, I was in that rough direction, so I decided I would...
Just slept in old Jet.
Yeah, no. I dropped the PA and...
It must have been freezing.
Yeah, oh God, it was so cold.
Just stuck in old Jet, good Lord. Yeah, so for anybody not knowing, this is the hangar at Bentwaters, an old RAF hangar.
That's it.
And it's incredible, but yeah, it's cold.
It's an old...
old wooden ship.
The base where we do our bass lessons is the flight simulation room, which is a big room, 3 stories high.
Is it like NASA where they just throw you around like a gyro thing in a circle just to check G-force?
Yeah,
and if you teach people bass.
That's it.
Sweet.
How you play bass in space.
Nice.
I mean, I'm sure we could think of more spaceships.
As in Space, the band.
Yeah.
Shock, horror, shock.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Yes. So you just dropped the PA off at Bentwaters and then...
I dropped at Woodhall Manor.
All right.
Which was nice because I made pretty good time, but
Where
traffic,
is Woodhall Manor?
So if you're going towards Old Jet, you go over the train tracks at Melton.
Yes.
And then there's a roundabout.
Yeah.
And you take the first exit to go towards Old Jet or towards Bentwaters or to Rendlesham Way.
Yeah.
If you take the right towards Hoseley,
okay,
you pretty much just go down that road until it tells you to turn right.
I've got a feeling I've played there, and I feel really bad. If I have, I'm sorry if anybody listening from Woodhull Manor and I've forgotten, or it was your wedding and I've forgotten that we played there. I have been that direction
You've
for a
probably
wedding
played
before.
at most places. A funny story. I was this morning doing very businessy things in the bank today.
Nice.
And I was talking about stuff that that I do. And one of the advisors, they said, "Oh, do you need to get off anywhere?" I said, "Well, I've got the radio show at 2:00. "Oh yeah, what's your radio show talking about it?" I said, "Oh yeah." And
the Harley and Josh Show on irradio.co.uk.
And that's exactly what I said. And I said,
Nice.
I do it myself. And then with my friend Josh, who plays in a rockabilly band, she went, "Is that the Lockabillies?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "Yeah, he played at my sister-in-law's wedding." I was like,
So 6 degrees of a lockabilly.
"Oh, you've made it down to 4."
Yeah, not even that.
I think everyone can relate to you within 3 places.
And not in a good way. It's in a Suffolk kind of incest way.
Yeah, totally.
That's so if you want to come and see Harley at his next wedding show,
Just marry Josh.
there we go. No, you'll have to deal with Frankie then. She'll rip some heads.
Yeah, although she might, give her some time.
Give her some time. She might rip off other body parts as well.
Yeah.
So what else did you do? So you did Woodhull Manor.
So I did that Friday night. We did the gig. Poor Nick, bless him, got lost on the way, so he turned up late. But we've now with the Behringer console.
Nice.
We've got ourselves really quick that we were set up and ready. He turned up and there were 2 XLR leads, one for his mic, one for his keyboard.
Excellent.
And it was ready to set to go. And we recorded the whole gig as well.
Ooh.
So if you want to hear some music, we can play it. I haven't got it with me, but I'm sure we can bring it for next week. But yeah, and we filmed a little bit of it. There might be some promo material going up online on the Mementos Facebook page.
What about your new YouTube? On the Harley Cotton Musician YouTube?
Possibly. Well, with Mementos, I think they have their own YouTube channel, so they'll probably do the Memento stuff themselves. However, I've got a few bits planning for the YouTube channel. So
Nice.
Watch this spacie.
Well, they can't watch. It's a radio show.
Listen to this space.
Shark, shark, hara, hara. Wrong space again. I'm so sorry. Goodness me. Right,
Full circle.
I feel like playing some music, Harley. Just in between you.
In between Friday and Saturday.
In between Friday and Saturday.
A song will happen.
Because we've got so much to get through. There's so much good music going on in Ipswich this week. And further afield, as a friend of mine, Tal Janes, is playing in Walthamstow. And I just think you would really like this. It's got...
I don't think I
bit
will.
of snarky puppy, bit of Portico Quartet in there, bit of Mammal Hands. If you like your jazz or you like your chilled out stuff, like Mammal Hands are great. Fantastic saxophone player. But in this, if you like your kind of bonobo-esque stuff as well, we've got Mammal Hands. Yes, we do.
That's
you know
why
who don't have Mammal Hands?
Ducks.
No, seals. That was Monovar by Bahla. You can spell that Bahla. You can find that live on YouTube. Fantastic track.
That's really nice.
Lots of like Byzantine scales. That was Tal Janes, who I lived next door to at uni, who really inspired me to be a better guitarist, as I just hear him practicing through the walls. And have you ever lived with a musician, Harley?
No.
No, it's...
Well, I lived briefly within... when I used to go visit Rainer and Brighton, which every person in that house, I mean, there were 2 people who lived there, but there was always at least 4 musicians in the house, and it was quite just inspiring that there was always something new on the radio that you hadn't heard before and stuff
or
like
you'd
that.
hear them playing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tal. I would hear him practicing through the walls, and he'd just be trying something new every single time. Because, like, if he'd playing along one day to some Oscar Peterson, or he'll be, trying to transcribe some Charlie Parker, and another day he'd be listening to Erykah Badu, or he'd be playing along with some Dre, some Dr. Dre. And I'd be just, every single time I'm listening to him going, this is inspiring. I need to be doing something. If I can hear, that's the good thing about living with a musician or a creative person, is that you can hear or see them doing something, and you think, man, I've got to get on with something. I've got to do something.
It's kind of like, in a similar way, people who quit smoking with their partner or with a friend, or who start going to the gym as friends. When you see someone else going, "Oh, I'll just have a salad," or
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll go for a run," and you think, well, if they're doing it, I probably should, and it makes it a lot easier.
It's just flexing that muscle, isn't it? Flexing the will muscle. I think that's what it is. Anyway, sorry, you were going to talk about Saturday.
Yes, so Saturday, it was a day. Well, that was really loud.
You
sorry.
were so excited about Saturday, man.
Saturday. I was very excited. We started at 11 o'clock in the morning because we wanted to rehearse a little bit more with Chart Attack.
Oh, Chart Attack, cool.
And we had rehearsal the week before. There were some changes we needed to make to the backing tracks, so we wanted to go over those again. So we did on Saturday. We rehearsed probably about till about 2 o'clock. That was a lovely sound that you had in your ear holes just then.
Well, that's the crazy thing about so a lot of the time when you're hiring a band, I was talking to my friend Alex about this, who is, he can play some guitar, but he's not full-time musician. He was just sort of saying, so people don't realize that when you're paying for a band, you're not paying for somebody to turn up and play music. You're paying for all the hassle that they've spent all day doing backing tracks like that. There's no real monetary, kickback from doing those backing tracks. And you've spent so long about this. I know that you've spent a long time doing these backing tracks and pulling your hair out, pulling your beard off. I mean, you've got a shorter beard now.
Oh yeah, it's all gone now. I mean, and it's not just me as well. I mean, Toby's been working on the backing tracks,
of course,
and he's been working really hard.
Really hard making Christmas jingles.
Really hard making just awesome Christmas jingles.
I'm glad we got that in there again.
Yes, no, I'm just going to leave it. I think I'm just going to leave it just ready for the next time we just randomly want to play it.
Yeah. So people don't realise just how long you've spent in the practice room, spent in front of a computer, and just sleepless nights until sort of 2-3 a.m. making sure that you're going to get that performance exactly right.
Yeah, and someone was saying, doing if you get booked to do a wedding or whatever, and you take 150, 200 £200, they're like, oh, that's quite good pay. And you're like, well, if I do that one day,
if I just count the 2 hours that I just played,
that's good. If money. You have one rehearsal before the gig, that's halved.
Yeah.
Who rehearses once?
Nobody.
Well,
yeah.
You've got. I mean, when a band starts
I
up,
haven't rehearsed in a long time.
Yeah, but when the band starts up, you're going to be doing it almost every week.
It's like any
without
business,
a gig.
You've got startup costs. It's the same thing. You're constantly doing loss leaders, as Rory Mudger was talking about before on the show before we just had ours, building a better business. It'll be talking exactly the same kind of concepts that you're using when starting up a band. Because in the end, it is a business. You are creating a product on its barest forms. There is just so much more life to music than that.
Oh yeah,
but it's exactly the same.
It is, and that's part of what it is, and that's. I mean, there are those people who don't want to be professional musicians, who don't become professional musicians because they want to do the music, and the business, it takes the fun out for them.
Yeah.
But for some people, I don't know. I don't know about yourself, but for me, the business is just as exciting. Although it's hard work and it can be quite stressful at times, it's just as rewarding as the making of the music itself.
Yeah, so there's I've had quite a few people talking to me about when they want to go self-employed, and they're sort of like, what do I do? I mean, like, how do I register, all this kind of stuff. But it's also the difficult thing with going self-employed, which like a lot of musicians are. It's that thing of having the get up and go attitude to just get on with music, because you can very easily just sleep in until 1 p.m, which I've done because I'm like, I don't have to get up for work, and then I'll do a gig in the evening and I'll feel awful. But but during the day, back when I was doing that, I didn't make use of the time to actually throw myself into the work outside of the band, which is not paid, So I've just been saying to people all the time, learn to love the work. You've got to love the work. All the stuff like, when I'm making all these posters, I've made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of posters for this band.
Great posters.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't mean to be fishing there.
No, but like, people notice those posters. They do their job tenfold to what so many other posters can do, because they look the part. They've got your beautiful face of your mouth wide open and some weird pose. But
sure,
like,
that's what I do.
It looks like a professionally made poster.
Thank you.
And having a poster that looked professional helped so much.
But if you're listening to this and you are a professional musician, or you're just a musician, not just, but make your posters and get better at it, because I'm actually getting paid now to make posters for other people, make graphics for other people, do logos for other people. It has become a part of the job, and it has helped me to pay my rent.
Yeah.
So I've not done a graphic design degree. I've not and even studied graphic design or anything like this. I just
You've got an eye for it though. Certainly.
Yeah, I think you can. It's a learnt behaviour,
Yeah.
I think it's. I've been doing a lot of stuff on free software, and just doing a huge amount of it has really helped me to just get better at it. So I just recommend it. But yeah, so did you do gigs on Sunday?
We haven't even got to the gig.
Oh, I'm so sorry. On Saturday night, yeah. How did it go?
So well.
Yeah.
I mean, I was stressing out so much. I'd had a lot of late
Diarrhea.
nights.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. When you
weren't
say a lot of
supposed to
stuff,
tell anyone.
I expect poop.
No, I'd had a lot of late nights. I've been averaging around 4 to 5 hours sleep a night because I was up late, either working on these tracks or stressing about it, making sure that it was perfect. And when it came to the night, I was stressing all the way up until I picked up that bass, and then as soon as the first song hit, we went.
Nice.
And it was just like, this is fun.
Did you play to a click?
Yes.
Oh, mental.
So I went.
Yeah. So literally does click.
Yeah, no, because we played to
About
click.
120.
We've got such a great setup because the system we're using. We've got stereo backing track out front, and the click goes into the drummer's ear, and with our in-ears, we also have a voice counting us into the song, so we can get to the point where there's no drum clicks.
Okay,
we can literally the song can start
bang,
just
like
really
Easy
hit.
Lover, Phil Collins.
And we did that a couple of times.
So you send it out to the PA in stereo then?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
This is in the Behringer still.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've always when we started, when I sat down with Tubbs and said, "This is what I want to do. Let's do this," and he went, "Yeah, let's go stereo." I said, "Okay, you sure?" Because doing a mono backing track with a click coming out the other side will be a lot easier.
Do you pan the guitar?
A little bit. Yeah, depending on the room. Bass it depends entirely on the room.
Bass
Usually,
you haven't panned?
No. Have that come in central.
Drums, do you pan any of them?
We'll pan the toms when we mic them up.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
But kick, snare, straight out.
Did you mic them up on Saturday?
No, because Tubbs was using a Tama, I think it was a Superstar acrylic kit.
Huh?
Yeah. It's his dad's.
Right.
And it's, oh my God, sounds so good.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's loud, very loud.
Is that because of the acrylics, you think?
Yeah, acrylic projects quite a lot.
Does it? Okay.
Apparently it's a thing that acrylic's generally quite a loud sounding kit.
So it's a plastic drum kit. Is it see-through?
See-through.
Sweet.
It looks good. I think Tubbs took a picture of whether he shared it on Facebook. I don't know, but I'll see if I can find it somewhere.
I did not know his dad was a drummer.
His dad is a very good drummer.
Yeah.
He plays for Soul Kitchen.
Oh, incredible. With Andy Brush.
Yeah, he plays for Sus 4, who we talked about.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But he also used to play for Steve Harley Cockney Rebel,
cool.
as well as...
Steve Harley Cotton Rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As people... my claim to fame is, my name's Harley, my dad's name is Steve. Together we are Steve Harley.
Steve Harley Cotton Rebel.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, cool. Start a band, please.
Okay, let's do it. And the gig went great. There were a couple of mishaps on the tracks in the second set. I think we got a little bit too relaxed. And
did you stop at any point?
Tubbs is really good at, if he knows the backing track's off, just stops the track, and we just did the song without the track.
Yeah. Okay.
And it sounds fine without the track, but it sounds great with the track. So it's never to the detriment. It's not going to kill the song completely if we stop the song.
Yeah.
Oscar's very good at going, there's no track. I'll play the keys part because he's very good at translating from keys to guitar.
Brilliant.
And it was really good. We have got to take any pictures of the night. So
well, it's very difficult when your hands are a bit full of guitars and instruments and sticks and
so instead
and all the backstage hoes.
I don't know if you saw on our Facebook page, Tubbs, Elliot, and Oscar all went out afterwards, and there was a point where they took a very silly selfie of them looking quite gangster in a club in Ipswich. So we shared that as our post the next day. So thanks for coming along. Here's us in a completely different place doing something completely different. But it's us mostly because I wasn't even there.
Yeah, you're like, do not club.
I just couldn't be bothered to go to Ipswich. Yeah. And then I got to get back, and I didn't feel comfortable leaving my stuff in the van, so I just like,
it's always a way, innit?
Get to bed.
Lovely. So
that was my weekend.
That was your whole weekend.
That was my whole weekend.
You just enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Harley did stuff. Well done, buddy. Well, that leads us on to our very next section very well, doesn't it? All right,
I think it definitely did.
It did. Right, okay. Well, before I start talking about stuff, let's play a bit of music, shall we? This is The Beginning by The Naked French. That was nice. There's like you were saying, 80s style jazz bass in there. That was some really nice bass lines in there.
Honky, round kind of loveliness.
Yeah. It sounded like it might have a little bit of chorus on there, but it's just that kind of, it pays homage to that Jaco Pastorius kind of sound. Yeah. I thought it sounded kind of level 42 Mark King style. Yeah. It was nice. But yeah, they got that Echo and the Bunnymen style about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Naked French. They're playing along later in this week. We'll be talking about that in a bit. But yeah.
Josh?
Yes, mate.
What did you do?
What did I do? I'd done a lot of stuff. Really, like stuff. In terms of gigs, we had a really nice one on Friday. On Friday at the King's Arms in Stowmarket.
Okay, yeah.
Which was really nice actually. It was just we've played there quite a few times now, and so we had two of us. It was me on double bass and Rich Webb on guitar. Rich is actually now, as of today, off to Canada to go and see his wife and son, who have just been out there because as his wife is Canadian, so he's been missing them loads. And he was saying to me that about when you miss your child loads, because obviously I don't know what that's like. I don't have a child, but he was sort of trying to describe to me how it felt. He said, I've been listening to nursery rhymes just to sort of like think about him. But he said, remember what it was like when you had your first girlfriends when you were sort of like 15, 16, and when you weren't around them, you were just like, my soul.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That is actually, I found out this is called limerent behavior. It's when you are just pining after someone. It's called limerent behavior. It's really, quite amazing to sort of think about it. I was like, I remembered what that felt like, and I thought, times that by 1,000 when it's your child. But anyway, Godspeed, Rich. Go and enjoy your family times and Merry Christmas, my friend. But yeah, so we were talking about that after the show in Stowmarket. It was really fun. Had a massive party in there. Nice. And then but there was quite a lot going on in Stowmarket that night. There was Hot Tramp were actually supporting a touring band at the John Peel Centre.
Of course, I saw them post about that.
Yeah, it looked like a really good show, actually. I hope they had fun. And also, there was an AC/DC tribute band over the road at the Pickerel. So,
sweet.
So it wasn't the most populated gig we've played at the King's Arms Stowmarket, but it was still a nice crowd. It was still fun.
Yeah.
But it sort of made me think about the point of just sort of, what is the point of putting on gigs when there's so much going on the rest of elsewhere in your locality? I think there's probably things to be argued about that. You should just put on music all the time and see what happens. But because you can never sort of predict if it's suddenly going to be absolutely rammed, or because you could suddenly have a big, sort of mid-level band come and play in a pub in Stowmarket, and it could still have nobody there, or in any town, it could still have nobody there. It really depends on the climate around that.
I think we'll probably be having that conversation again when we get to Saturday, actually.
Yeah. Yes, because obviously it hasn't. So, well, that was Friday. So Saturday, we had a show at Coppers in Felixstowe.
Coppers, yeah.
Not Coppers. It's not Coppers. Go down to Coppers.
Coppers.
Copper boy. Which was really nice, actually. I've not been there before. It had this cozy club kind of vibe about it.
that kind of vibe, isn't it? It's really, I quite like it in there.
We were actually playing between two yucca trees, which looked like between two ferns, so I thought it was like a Zach Galifianakis interview. Just kind of really start just making really awkward conversation. But we changed up the set loads for that because we were doing the JS and the Pomp, Gypsy Jazz, Django Reinhardt stuff.
I did see a video. Was that on your Lockabilly?
Yes.
Or was it on your personal page? I can't remember.
Yeah, I sort of shared it from my friend Christos. And we did the Cantina
really cool.
song from Star Wars.
That's it. That was really good. Couple guys dancing.
We were doing, they were just like, wee, just very strange dancing. Whoever those guys are, well done for being original. And so we really enjoyed that. But at the same time, you were playing at the Grosvenor.
Yes.
Did you notice?
It was a good night for us.
Yeah.
There was a good crowd there. Afterwards, they said the tills were up higher than what they had expected, so they were really good.
What
How
time
about
did you finish playing?
We finished playing between, I think, about 11:15.
So yeah, we finished playing about 12. So I think we had sort of the knock-on kind of thing because we did sort this out beforehand that we'd have sort of like we'd space sets out so people could go to both.
Did you start? What time did you start?
We started at 9, half 9. It was between 9 and half 9. I can't really remember. But
so we started at 9.
Yeah.
So we were probably playing around the same time, but there was also the fact that one of the things I was talking to Poppy about it, and she sort of helped organise the Grosvenor gig, and she said she was worried about it at first, but she's like, in hindsight, Coppers.
The other side, Coppers. The other side of Felixstowe.
Coppers is quite a while, so.
Well, it's funny because they're actually saying that there may be. So you know where the Herman de Stern used to be on Felixstowe seafront, where all the Bloor homes are now. Was it called? I can't remember what it's called now. It's like Maltello. The new housing developments there. Actually, there's talk of there being like Pizza Expresses and things like that opened up there.
Okay, so there might be more of a draw to that side of town.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if that happens, then Coppers is going to be way busier, and I think there's actually going to end up being more competition. I think there'll probably be more clubs opening up at that sort of side of town. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. It was a really fun night. We had a nice mix of age, demographics there. Yeah. We had sort of, people in their 20s, late teens. Actually, no, not late teens because it's only 21 over. But people look like they were younger than that. And also the older boys because it used to be a pool club.
That's it.
Coppers. So there were people that still go up there. Still are some pool tables for people to just sort of hang out with. So it was interesting. I like that.
I think one thing. I was there a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we went there for a few drinks, and afterwards they were like, "Oh, should we move on?" And they were like, "The clubs that are the other side of town. Yeah. Let's just stay here for the night."
Yeah, it's really great because the music stays
up.
low. They were playing some Portishead, they were playing some Massive Attack, they were playing some Electric Swing, and it was all stuff that I could listen to if I was just bored of somebody's conversation. Yeah. I could still just zone out and listen to the music, and it wasn't getting in the way. Which we as a band were all saying we really enjoyed that being a thing. That
you probably go to. You probably don't go to the Grosvenor or such anymore, not being a local Felixstowe person.
When I go down to Felixstowe and I just want to have some food, I'll usually go into the Grosvenor just by myself and look lonely as hell.
The people who, when I was at Coppers, they were the sort of people that you wouldn't see at the Grosvenor. I don't think they're fighting for the same audience. For the same people, they appeal to different people, which is nice.
But I think it's also appealing to, a lot of the time, since a lot of places are closed down in Felixstowe, there is only really one place to go out clubbing.
Yeah.
And I think those people haven't always wanted to go there. They've just been forced to have to do that. So now they've got somewhere that's slightly more grown up.
Yeah.
They can just go there, and it's like, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my Friday and Saturday. I had fun with that.
Question.
Yes.
Was Nikki there?
No, I did not see her. I would have. Yes,
she had intended on going to both gigs, but I don't. But she turned up to my one for the second set, but missed the first. Nice. So I assumed she. But I didn't really.
She probably just got.
I'm not a good enough
fatigue from
boyfriend to ask what she did with her evening.
Where have you been? You goes, my girl, don't lie to me. Tell me where did you sleep Saturday night? Well, hopefully she'll answer you. Anyway, let's do some music. This is Mr. Ons by Indigo Frequency. They're playing this week. that was Indigo Frequency with Mr. Ons.
Lovely feel.
Yeah. It's that epitome of Ipswich hip hop scene at the moment. Just really dark beats. Got that real sort of slurred tongue. The stanza's always kind of nice and drawn out. It's got that Tyler the Creator style feel to it. Bit of Flying Lotus. I love it.
I was disappointed that there were no Captain Scarlet references.
Exactly.
But,
I saw the Mr. Ons of Star Trek. Of course not. No, it is Captain Scarlet, isn't it?
This is the voice of the Mr. Ons.
There's a fantastic Portishead song called Mr. Ons, which I love, as well as Off Dummy. Have you listened to that album before?
I haven't. No.
That's if you just listen to want something to chill to. Portishead Dummy is just, it really got me through a lot of essays at uni where I'd just be stressing because it's coming up the next day, you know. So yeah, that was Anyway, they're playing later on this week, which will be a lot of fun. So that's part of the local hip hop volume 2 as part of Free Spirit.
Sweet.
Part of some other stuff, but yeah. I'll tell you what, some music to listen to, right? Some music to listen to that would be really awesome. I'll go off on a tangent first. On the tangent train. I was watching my friends Leon, Reese, Alex, Murray, and I. We like to watch terrible movies. We like watching B movies. Recently, we watched The Room. You are tearing me apart, Lisa. And we've also watched Samurai Cop. And I can't remember what another one was that we watched. But yeah, they're all just awful. Yeah. But in a way that it's just so good. But I wanted to watch a film that was terrible, which I thought looked terrible, but I ended up loving it. It was called Trouble Man, and it's a classic blaxploitation 1972 film where it just portrays black people as like pimps and pushers and gunslingers. But it was just so well done that, like, you know, it's so stylized. Everybody in it is just wearing really nice suits, and they've got incredible afros. They're just really suave. It's kind of like James Bond, but in like LA. And he's just got a lovely car. It's like how's the advert go? It's like, he wears $300 suits. He drives a $10,000 car. He's got one gun to cause trouble and one gun to stop trouble. Trouble man. Like,
oh wow!
Right, and I sang that last bit because the soundtrack was written by Marvin Gaye.
Oh right,
and his band in it are just incredible. I mean, if you think of like a 70s soundtrack, you think Starsky and Hutch or something like this. But it's just all grooves. It's just like, because obviously there's just music going on in the background while people are talking, like, listen, sucker, I don't want to talk now jive with you. You know, then there'd be this
all the way through.
And there's huge horn sections in the background. It's just like, wow, this film is just so cool. But I loved it.
Yeah.
But I've just been listening to the soundtrack by itself, and it just makes me feel like a badass. It really does. Like I'll just be walking into town or something like that, and I'll be having these grooves going on. I'll just be like, yeah, strut. I'm gonna ace today. It's gonna be awesome. But anyway, that was a really cool soundtrack to listen to. If you can listen to that, there's just one song off it called "T Plays It Cool" by Marvin Gaye, which has been sampled in so much hip hop. Like there's so many people use the drum beat and the horn lines from that, just because it's really good.
Go home and listen, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your homework for next week.
Exactly, the Trouble Man soundtrack. Interesting fact for you, Harley. Do you know that on Voyager 2, it was launched in the 70s and is now the furthest man-made thing away from Earth.
Yeah.
Has now left interstellar space. It is now in interstellar space. Has gone past the Oort cloud and is now going off towards other stars. It's a satellite. Now, on that satellite, they have actually put messages on there for just in case spacemen from beyond intercept, and there's lots of sort of things telling them where we are and, you know, who we are and pictures of us and all this kind of stuff. But they also have a golden record on there. Did you know about this? So some of you guys may not have been listening to this, and there is a golden record on there with a speech from the then president on there, Robert Ford, I think it was.
Yep.
And also lots of different noises of nature, and industry and things like this. But what I thought was absolutely beautiful, there is a song on there called "Cold Was the Night, Dark Was the Night, Cold Was the Ground" by Blind Willie Nelson. And Blind Willie Nelson was an actual blind guitarist. He wasn't born blind; he just became blind
Did it for the show. Did it for the name.
Sure. He's like, oh, I need a thing. I stab myself in the eyes. But yeah, I thought was incredible is it just goes, there are no words in it, and it's just him humming and wailing the blues,
Yeah.
And he's playing this beautiful slide guitar that's just, it's wailing with himself. And it was supposed, which I thought was beautiful, to portray to potential aliens what it was like for a human to feel lonely. And they kind of wanted people to just space people to just listen to this and hear this and then just to try and feel empathy for the human race. Isn't that just incredible, just how music could be that thing that makes aliens go, man, I feel for this species that lives light years away.
And they'll go, they sound weak. Let's destroy them all.
They're all lonely. They're all so sad and crying. They've got no time to pick up their weapons.
Let's leave them to it.
Foolish human.
They sound like they might be a hassle.
Exactly. Before I go, before I kill you, can you teach me guitar, please? What is this thing? I have 25 fingers. It does not work.
Oh, just imagining of this horrible, disgusting looking alien that destroys people, eats their skin, and drinks their blood, but plays the damn good blues.
It's blind Nilly Wilson Gazlob. I'm
just trying to think of a song we can turn.
They're probably all blind. Maybe these aliens are all blind.
Well, yeah.
He's like, I'm blind, Willie Nelson. He's like, well, good for you.
My favourite song.
Blind.
My favourite song by a blind man is Jeff Healey, "See the Light."
Ah, brilliant.
that's not a joke, but
brilliant.
I mean, it's. Yeah, I can't even.
No, don't even try.
However, some beautiful guitar. He plays it with it on his lap. So plays it like I'm
not
showing
slide.
how he like you would play a lap steel, but plays.
But tapping it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, interesting. Tapping with both hands. Legato.
No, picked with the right, plays with the left.
Oh, okay, interesting. I've seen that before in Covent Garden, and it's always impressed me. Absolutely. Have you got some shows going on this week, Harley?
I've only got a private show.
Really? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I've got a private show. I think it's someone's birthday party. With
the mementos?
With the mementos.
Nice.
I've just been told that we may have got the date mixed up, so it's going to be on Saturday, not Friday, which is all right, because I was supposed to have a gig on Saturday that got cancelled 3 days ago. So this is just an amazing bit of luck.
Convergent evolution.
However, so yeah, that's. I was a bit like, oh no, but now it's like, oh yeah, it's just as well.
Yeah.
So
it's funny how that happens.
Which means I believe I've got a Friday night off. If
well, I'll tell you what.
What can I do on a Friday night, Josh?
There's so much we can do this week.
Is there?
There's so much we can do this week.
Awesome.
But I'll tell you what. Yeah, right. I wanted to play 2 more songs, but I think we've probably only got time for 1 more because I want to get through all these gigs and let people know what's going on. So Monday, Metal Mayhem, which will be absolutely incredible. So that'll be at St. Jude's, the classic Metal Massacre DJs. Darren and maybe Matt Mason will be spinning some Slipknot and but also like Electric Wizard and Doom and just loads of heavy stuff. So enjoy that tonight. I did have one written down here. But it's gone because I did it in the cloud and it has not updated yet. Anyway, Wednesday, ICR are doing a live show because other radio stations are available. And they are using Meg Hughes is releasing some new music. So if you're about, they will be filming that live at Occult this Wednesday night. The part of the Mouthpiece show, which is in Mr. Webby, Mr. Martin Webby.
Webby.
So yeah, they've got that. I do remember there is somebody else supporting that night, and because it has not updated, I'm very annoyed to say that I can't tell you who it is. But can you do a little bit of checking on that for me, Harley?
I'll do a bit of checking whilst you carry on talking.
Just so we can give them a drop. Anyway, so earlier the first track that we played today was Bahla. Manavar. They are releasing a brand new album this week, so it's it will be absolutely incredible music. There's a lot of sort of Iranian influences on their music, as a couple of the guys from the band do have Iranian descendants. So I think Bahla is actually Iranian for a fortress. I think there is a fortress called the Bahla or something like this. Anyway, a little bit of facts. Who's this? James Nunn was playing on Wednesday. James Nunn, Wednesday. James Nunn with Meg Hughes this Wednesday. Anyway, back to Thursday. St. Mary's Music Hall in Walthamstow Central. This is London, I've got to say. So I've gone outside of our usual format here.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. But yeah, if you're listening in London, we do have a couple of listeners in London, get down to Walthamstow Central on the Victoria or Underground lines. That'll be Thursday night from about 8. There are support acts, but you'll see some fantastic musicians that have played with the likes of Jim Mullen.
Nice.
And just they're incredible jazz musicians, but also, as you could hear at the end of that track that we played earlier, they can still rock. They can really rock.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Thursday now. Now Friday, that's what you were wondering about.
What's happening Friday?
So we've already played some of the music that will be playing part of Matt Catling, one of the iRadio DJs. His Freak Verb Nation gig is happening this Friday. That will be here at the Smokehouse.
Sweet.
So if you like your lo-fi, you like your shoegaze, and you like your indie style music anyway, Nervous Twitch are coming down from Leeds with Umbrella Assassins that are from Halesworth, I think.
Yeah.
And the Naked French, who we played earlier, Ipswich hometown guys, new guys, and they've already got some fantastic music, as we heard from the beginning earlier. That's on their SoundCloud. Check that out. So that's this Friday, 8:00 at the Smokehouse. Also, we did play some more music that you can be playing on Friday, that you could hear on Friday. Yep. It's Local Hip Hop Live 2 at the Grinning Rat. That's part of the Free Spirit stuff with Edwin Cutton. That who we heard earlier was Indigo Frequency. And that was called Mr. On's. So if you like your sort of dark hip hop, like I said, Tyler Creator, Earl Sweatshirt kind of thing, get down on Friday for that. That will be including Indigo Frequency, Ether, Shakes, Tate, and Tom the Zengineer and Lurks. So if you're a fan of any of those guys, it will be a huge night this Friday. Now I think what would be fun for you.
Oh, fun for me.
Is this gig Friday at the Swan, which is Figure of 6, Ghost Season, next time Mr. Fox at the Swan. Now this is all again put on by Dead Soul Promotions, which is Darren, and these bands are all from Italy and Greece. There are some actually from the UK.
Wow!
But if you like your Slipknot, you like your Killswitch Engage.
I do.
Bit of metalcore, that kind of thing. Then these guys are the ones for you, to be honest. I think that's what we'll finish off with. We're going to finish off with The Mirror's Cage, which is the newest single from Figure of Six. That's this Friday at the Swan. There are other gigs going on this weekend, again, which is very annoying. The cloud did not update my notes.
Where are you playing?
Well, actually, we've only got private gigs this weekend.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's nothing, I can't promote anything, unfortunately.
No,
I'm going to do a bit of busking, I think, sometime this week.
Of course, if anyone does want to, if you're doing weddings or anything, marry a member of the family.
Yeah.
Parties, you can just get away with dating or...
Remember, we got to get less than 4 degrees of separation to the Lockabillies.
Yeah.
Less than 4.
That's fine. Maybe
get 1 degree.
I don't know if anyone's
I know Josh Locke, that's me.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's seen the film Wedding Crashers. You can use any of those techniques.
Wow. It's my best Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
We've already done a Vince Vaughn Wombat on this show.
There we go.
So we've got and wow. Yeah, great. Okay, so Sunday, I think it's Sunday. It's either Saturday or Sunday. Again, please check this, double check this, because again, my notes have not updated. Kevin Pierce, who I wanted to play some music on today, he's got a video for a song called Jump on YouTube. I do recommend you check that out. It's lovely. It's just the video itself is just him. Well, it's videos of a coastline of lots of different places, lots of different coastlines, and I thought it was quite interesting because it felt like. I don't know. It was like watching the coastline from the water. This feeling of loneliness. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But it's as if his face is in it. It's as if he's looking at some glass and it's reflecting back and he's singing into it. So over all these sort of coastline images, you've got him singing to himself almost in a mirror. And it's more singing to the coastline, I guess. So yeah, anyway, interest. That's called Jump by Kevin
really
Pest.
interesting.
He's going to be here at the Smokehouse this weekend. He's been on tour with some big bands, Echo and the Bunnymen for one, but he's from Colchester. So if you can come and check him out, that will be a really interesting gig. And there is also a charity gig going on Saturday, which I know Pet Needs are playing.
Cool.
Our friend, I've met them once. I consider them friends.
If you're in Pet Needs,
because I listen to their music a lot.
If you're in Pet Needs, make sure to
be friends with us.
Be friends with us.
Oh, we're not needy.
We'll buy you a drink.
I promise.
Promise.
I've already bought your album. Buy your own drinks.
Yeah, that's it.
Both albums. Anyway, right. So that's all we've got to promote this week, and I think that's all we've got to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, it's not all we've got to talk about.
because we have roughly 17 seconds left.
Oh, my goodness. But yeah, please go on the Podbean, please go on the iTunes, please go on YouTube, and click subscribe if you're listening to this video right now.
Harley and Josh Show. Check it out.
That's it. You can get in contact with us at harleyandjoshshow@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or is it .co.uk, one of those two?
.com, yeah. harleyandjoshshow@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you'd like us to listen to your music. We have been getting your requests for us to play your music, so we'll be getting around to them, as it's been getting quite, we're actually getting quite bogged down with them, which I like that.
We've got some other ones that, we're going to be trying to do something special over Christmas, so we'll work on that. And maybe we haven't even guessed next week, but we'll work on that right now.
It'll be the Harley and Josh and Blank show.
Yes.
It'll be mental. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much for listening. My name's Harley.
My name's Josh.
No, it isn't, you liar. I'm Josh.
Your name, Harley. You are. Oh,
Your name, Harley.
You're Harley and Josh.
I have severe schizophrenia. Okay, goodbye, guys. We love you. And stop.